Hey, what's up, guys? So we're back here with Jeremy from BlackVue. So hey, how's it going, Jeremy?
Yeah. Well, I'm good. Always happy to see you.
Yep, good to see him again. He's the head of marketing here at BlackVue, and you guys have some cool stuff that you're announcing. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the dash cams that are going to be coming out.
Yeah.
And some cool accessories that I haven't seen announced anywhere yet.
Yeah, actually, we've got some new products that we haven't talked about yet at any shows. So yeah.
Cool. Well, let's go jump into the madness and take a look at some dash cams. All right. So starting off, we've got the new DR750 LTE here. So a new LTE integrated dash cam.
Right. So first of all, I want to apologize. We did present this model at last SEMA show, but since then it went through a lot of development. As you know, one thing we want to get right is the heat resistance.
Yeah.
And so that's why we reworked the whole casing. So the new case has more vent holes, you can see, and it has this new graphite heatsink. You know, graphite is really light. It's almost as good as copper, you know, except it's much lighter.
So there's been some changes. Like I know last year it was called the DR750X.
Oh yeah, so we wanted to kind of simplify everything. So we just called it 750 2-channel LTE.
I think that
because
makes sense, yeah.
This model definitely is going to appeal to every user who wants to absolutely use the cloud. And as you can see, we have also this 900X and 750X that are going to come later.
So updates to kind of the DR750S and 900S, you've got the X models.
Right.
What are the X models?
So the X models, they are dash cams that are going to replace the current 900S and 750S.
So they're going to replace them all together?
Right.
Okay.
And so the internals are going to be fully reworked, especially also about the heat resistance.
With the 900s,
we might have actually extra heat sinks as well.
Okay.
To make sure everything stays cool. And on top of that, we'll have the Lte connector, which will allow you to connect to this accessory, which will allow you to connect your dash cam to the cloud without having to power the accessory by itself. Like right now, we know that people who want to use the cloud, they have to use a router.
That's what I do in my car. It's, yeah.
So the problem with the router is you have to power that router as well. So we do have this, B124X battery, which now includes a USB port. So that was the idea, to allow people to power their router through this USB port while they are parked.
Yeah, I've got the 900 and the 700 in my car, or the 750, and I've got a couple of these, and yeah, my solution is like, I've got the non-USB version.
Right.
So I've got like this hooked up to a USB converter, and then an OBD adapter, which has like the LTE chip inside, which then like puts out a Wi-Fi hotspot with the dash cams can connect to, whereas you can do it with this or this, makes it a lot easier.
So yeah, it's kind of as you know, pretty involved setup.
Yeah.
So we wanted to simplify everything. So with the upcoming models, people who want to use the cloud, they will be able to purchase this optional accessory and just plug it into the dash cam. As long as the dash cam is powered, this will be powered as well.
So it's basically, it's got a USB port. It's going to plug into the side of the dash cam.
Right.
The power comes from the dash cam, so you don't have to worry about powering this.
Right, exactly.
And then it creates essentially an LTE connection for the dash cam to go out to the cloud.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it works while you're parked, as well as obviously when you're driving.
Right.
But this is not a Wi-Fi hotspot for everything else in the car. It's just an LTE connection for the dash cam.
Yeah, it's an LTE connector for the dash cam.
Got it. Okay.
So the dash cam will actually the X models, they're gonna come with Wi-Fi and probably Bluetooth as well.
Oh, Bluetooth as well?
Yes.
What is the Bluetooth going to be for?
So Bluetooth essentially will allow two things. The first thing is connectivity with other accessories, and you might be able to connect to some telematics modules.
Nice.
But the other thing, obviously, is to simplify the connection to your dash cam.
So like with your phone, that initial...
Especially the initial setup, which will be much simpler, because with Bluetooth, you won't be able to download files. You know,
it's
still pretty slow compared to Wi-Fi. You know, the bandwidth for Bluetooth is still pretty low. But what it will allow is to make simple setting changes and more simply set up the dash cam initially.
That'll be nice, yeah. Instead of having to connect to the Wi-Fi hotspot in the dash cam, and which I know sometimes even breaks your internet connection with the phone, so it'll be nice to just have it work.
Exactly. Yeah. So now we will be able to much more simply connect to your dash cam and set up everything automatically without having to type every password and Wi-Fi password and everything. Yeah.
So I guess then to kind of summarize, 750X and 900X, we've got the Bluetooth capability.
Right.
We've got the heatsink on the front to help with overheating issues.
Right.
We've got the USB connector so that you can connect this. What's it called? The CM100 LTE.
Right. Connectivity module.
Connectivity module. Right. And then there's going to be some internal changes as well in the dash cams?
Yeah, I mean the board itself is going to be upgraded. Okay. They want to simplify things, not only for heat but also internally. The design is going to be kind of simplified and also adding the Bluetooth connectivity. Yeah.
Okay, so Bluetooth, heating, are there going to be any differences to video quality or performance or anything like that? Power requirements?
This hasn't been defined yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's something we probably know more about in the near future. Yeah.
Do you have an idea for like availability for the accessories, the dash cams, things like that?
I would say the dash cam is probably going to be like middle of next year. Yeah. So the LTE model is coming this year in Japan.
Okay.
So Japan first, and then it's going to be Australia early next year.
Early 2020.
And after that, the US. So the reason it's like this is because we have to adapt the dash cams for the carriers.
For the LTE carriers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Get approval, all that stuff, yeah.
And actually, talking about that's also a reason why the X models are probably going to be much simpler, because you'll still be able to purchase the dash cam, and then all you have to worry about is the little LTE connector. Yeah. Whereas in case of the LTE 750 LTE, then the dash cam itself has to be adapted for different markets. So
makes sense.
So yeah.
Do you have an idea with like the LTE connectivity, maybe any cell phone providers it's going to work with?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be AT&T. AT&T
in the US?
Yeah, we've been in talk with multiple carriers. Right now, AT&T seems to be the one carrier that we will pick for the LTE model. Yeah.
Do you know for Canada or Australia or maybe the other markets, do you have an idea yet? Or?
For example, for Japan, we already set the carriers. We have two of the main carriers, Docomo and AU. Mm-hmm. But then for Australia, it's probably going to be we're probably going to be with Vodafone.
Vodafone.
Yeah.
And then I guess speaking of LTE, you're also going to be coming out with some like less expensive LTE dash cams that are a little bit simpler than the fully featured ones like this, right?
Yeah. So there's something. It's kind of a reveal, here, because we haven't talked about it at all. I just wanted to break some news for you. We are looking to redo the whole cloud connectivity thing. So, including introducing simpler models, which will have connectivity to the cloud without the bandwidth of the LTE models. Okay. So you won't be able to do downloading the files or live view. The videos, but you will still be able to receive push notifications when your car gets bumped in the car park. Okay. And then also access the settings, over the internet.
Probably change settings.
But with really, low bandwidth, low power consumption also. And the other thing is the cloud. The cloud plans will be adapted for these models as well. So
the
probably
plans are going to change too.
On the cheaper end.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of changes do you have in mind for the cloud plans themselves?
So the cloud plans also are going to be fully reworked. We want to simplify things for users. So right now, you have this free and basic, smart.
Tiers, yeah.
So what we want to do is for the paid plans for the individual users, it will be simplified into a single plan, which will allow you to add dash cams. If you want, you start with one dash cam, and then if you want to add another dash cam, you just pay a little extra. But instead of having this separation with basic, which allow you to connect to one dash cam, and then smart, which is like currently just up to 3, we want to make it more simple for people who just want to use two, for example.
Like I've got 2, and so I'm kind of in between. Like
right,
2.
Exactly.
So I guess you can kind of add dash cams individually as needed.
Yeah, like for you, maybe the smart plan might be a little bit overkill.
Yeah.
But in this case, we'll just make it easier for you to just add one dash cam.
I have 2 different free accounts, and I just have to like log out of one and switch into the other to switch. And it'd be nice to make it easier to do it all in one.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, that makes sense. It's cool to see, upgrades to the 750, the 900. You got the LTE stuff coming and a variety of dash cams.
Right.
So this is cool to see. I guess this is kind of one of the trends is LTE and cloud stuff.
Right. And also what we're gonna do is in terms of the app and the software side of things, we're gonna also simplify. We hired UX expert to totally rethink the way the dash cam connect with the app and make everything simpler.
So kind of the interface and design of the app and everything should improve.
Right.
Are there going to be other ways? Like, there's the app currently, there's the software for the computer?
Right, and also we're going to develop a specific website where you'll be able to just log in from anywhere and manage your cloud dash cams, very simply.
Just over a browser as well.
Which right now requires you to download the viewer and connect through the viewer. But now you'll just be able to do everything from the online dashboard through any web browser.
That'll be convenient. Cool. So I guess maybe the last question, with like some of the new upgrades to the 750 and the 900, do we have an idea of pricing? If it's going to go up or be the same?
The pricing is not fixed. I would imagine that the pricing is gonna stay in this same range as the current models. As for the LTE model, the pricing for the US is not fixed yet. It's pretty close to be fixed, but it's gonna be a little bit more expensive than the 750S.
Sure. To add the LTE and all that stuff. Yeah.
But probably less expensive than the 900 S.
So you're kind of thinking 750S, 750X, 900, 900X, kind of that range?
It should stand between the 900S and the 750S.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, thanks so much for telling us all about all the cool stuff that you guys are working on at BlackVue.
Well, you're welcome. Always welcome to our booth at
it's always
SEMA.
fun hanging out. Yeah.
And thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.